Hello everyone, I am an aptitude trainer from Department of Career Planning and Development of Chandigarh University. So, in continuation to the last video on the basis of the quantitative aptitude for campus placement, we are continuing with the more questions based on the tips and tricks of the quantitative aptitude. So, let us start with the questions. So, the first question is, a loan is taken today and repaid in two annual installments of rupees 2662 each, and the rate of interest is given to us, that is 10%. Rate is given to you 10% and equal installments is there. Equal installment of rupees 2662 each. So now here we can get a hint from rupees 2662. Let us see how. Now if there is an installment of 2662 each, so we have to multiply this by 2 as we are paying in 2 years. So now the answer that will not be, that is 3 and 4, this will not be our answer, as the installment itself is of 2662 for the first year. So that will be greater than the third and fourth option. Obviously the amount will be greater than this sum that we have to taken. So our answer will be from first and second. Now see, if I have taken option B, which is 4620 rupees. So now installment is what? Firstly I have to take an interest of 10% on it, then I have paid rupees 2662, then again I have applied 10%, then the unit place is coming out as 2, which is 2662, right? So now if we apply 10% on it, then our unit place will be 2, definitely. So if I have paid 2662 out of that, then the unit place will remain as 0. Now again if I apply 10% on it, then again the unit place will comes out as 2. So our answer will be, through this method of unitary method, we can say that our answer will be option 2, right? So in this way we can apply that method through hit and trial or through the options also. Okay, let us see the next question. Next question is, the difference in compound interest earned on a certain sum for which the interest is compounded annually. In the first 2 years it is rupees 140. So the difference between SI and CI, for 2 years, this is given to us for 2 years, is rupees 140. Now difference is what? Firstly we apply rate of interest on it, so R%, that will give us the value, like let us take X, then again we apply R% on it, then the difference between SI and CI for 2 years has come out, which we take as B. So now in this what we have done is, we have applied R% 2 times, so R% square, right? We have taken R% square. So now the question is, if the rate of interest becomes thrice the original, rate is coming out as, new rate is 3 times the original rate. Now we have to tell what is the difference between the amount would be. Difference in the amount would be, so if the rate is coming out as 3R, so the square of it will be 9R square. So if difference initially is 140, so we have to multiply it by 9 to get our answer. So if we multiply it by 9, it will give us answer as rupees 1260 rupees. Okay, so this is one of the question which is unique and we can answer it, right? So let us move to the next question. Question number 3. So a fort has a provision for food for 150 men for 45 days, and after 10 days 25 men left the fort. Find out the number of days for which the remaining food will last. So normally we knew how to solve it, that 45 days is the initial days for which the food is remaining there for 150 men. Now the question is after 10 days. So 10 days food is already consumed by them. 10 days food is already consumed by them. So the remaining number of days is 35 days are the remaining number of days. Now, if there are 35 days, that will be for 150 men. But now there 25 men has left. If 25 men has left, so the remaining is 125 men. So we have to tell for how many days the food will last. So you can do this by proportionate method also, like in the proportion in which our men are there, initial and final. So here the men are in the ratio of 6/5, right? Men are there in the ratio of 6/5, right? Which will give us as answer as 42 days. 42 days will be our correct answer. And we can solve this also in the normal way, which we already knew. So now let us move to the next question. Question number 4. Question number 4 is, distance travelled by a freely falling body in directly proportional to the square of the time for which it falls. So the freely falling body is in the proportionate value of the square of the time. So the equation given to us is a body fell 144 meter in 6 seconds. So here we are having 144 meter, which is the square of some value. 144 meter, we knew that it is a square of 12, right? So we have to tell in the 7th second, right? 7th second. Now it should also be in a square value, right? It should also be in a square value. So the distance, there is only a one option which is coming out in a square, that is 196 meter, right? So our answer will be 196 meter. Now let us see the next question. Next question is, A starts business with rupees 3500 and after 5 months B joins with A as his partner. After 5 months B joins him as a partner. After a year the profit is divided in the ratio of 2:3. You have to tell what is the B's contribution in the capital. Now we knew the ratio of the profit of A is to profit of B is given to us 2:3. Now we have to tell what the contribution of B. So the contribution should also be in the same ratio, right? Now if here we are getting 3, right? So the answer should also be in a multiple of 3. Answer should also be in a multiple of 3. So C and option B is already cancelled out. So we are remaining with only option D and option A, that is 7500 and 9000. So let us move with the option that is 9000. So here we have also seen, we can do this also by approximation, that B is coming after 5 months. B is coming after 5 months and B is also getting a more profit. As the ratio is 2:3, B is getting more profit than A, right? And A starts with rupees 3500. So if I do it approximately, so the installment of B should be more than the 100%, more than the double. Why? Because he is coming after 5 months. So here the profit ratio is installment into time, right? Installment into time. Now if time is getting half, here he is investing for 12 months, he is investing for 7 months, and installment should be approximately double to get the value as equal. Now here he is getting more than that, so it should be more than double. So approximately we can say that option D is the correct answer. We can also cross check that, and option D is coming out as a correct answer. We can solve it also. Here we can take 3500, multiply it, and ratio here we can multiply 9000. So it should be in the same ratio as 2:3, right? So our D option is the correct answer. We done this by the approximation method without solving the exact answer, right? Now let us move to the next question. Next question is, of the three numbers, there are three numbers, average of first and second. Like if we have taken A, B and C as the three numbers, then the average of first and second is greater than the average of second and third. By how much? By 15. Now see, here the second number is common, B is common, so the difference will comes out between A and C through their actual difference only. So if the difference in average is of 15, then the actual value difference will be double to 15. Why? If we have taken the average, then it will be B plus C by 2. Obviously here it will be A plus B by 2. So if we have to find the exact value, we have to multiply it by 2. So difference also we have to multiply it by 2. That will give us as 30 as the correct difference, which is not our answer. So option D is the correct answer, right? 30 will be the correct answer, which is option D according to the options, right? Now question number 7. Question number 7 is, a jar contains a mixture of two liquids. There are two liquids, A and B, in the ratio of 4:1. We are removing, taking out 10 liters, then we knew the ratio will be 4:1, right? Now B liquid is added 10 liter. We have added the B 10 liter, then the ratio of A is to B comes out to be 2:3. Ratio of A is to B comes out to be 2:3. Now we have to tell the quantity of liquid A contained in the initial jar. So initially A is having 4 parts. So our answer should, firstly we have to take the answer which is a multiple of 4. Okay. So 14 is not a multiple of 4, 18 is also not a multiple of 4. So 16 and 20. These are the two options which are left to us. Firstly, let us take an option that is C. If I have taken C, so if A is of 20 liter, then B is of 5 liter. So there are total 25 liter initially. If we subtract 10, then 15 liter will left, out of which A will be 12, B will be 3. If we add 10 liter to B, it will comes out to be 12:13, which is not our answer. Now, so the remaining will be option D. Option D is the correct answer. We can cross check it also. If here we will take 16, it will be 4. So 20. If we subtract 10, then the 10 liter will left. Then this will be 8 liter and 2 liter. Now if I add 10 liter to B, it will be 8:12, which will give us the correct ratio, which is our answer, right? Here we have taken a multiple of 4 because we are having a ratio, and the ratio we have to multiply it by a common factor so that we can get our answer right? That's why we have taken an option which is a multiple of 4 only, as A is having 4 parts. So our correct answer is option D. Now let us see the next question. Question number 8. Two stations A and B are 200 kilometers apart on the straight track. So there are A, B, which is 200 kilometers apart. Now one train starts at 7 a.m. travel towards B at 20 km per hour, right? And another train starts from B at 8 a.m. traveling at the speed of 25 km per hour. Here it is starting at 7 a.m. Okay. So we have to tell at what time they will meet. So we have to cover 200 km. Let us see this question by option only. We can solve it, that's good enough. But if we have to solve this question by option only, so we can, without drawing this, we can directly find 200 km we have to travel at the same time. So at the same time, both of them, by adding them, it should be 200 km, right? So let us pick an option. If I pick 1 p.m, you can pick any option. If I pick 1 p.m, right? So A will travel for how many hours? A will travel for 6 hours, So at the speed of 20, it will cover 120 kilometer. And B will travel for 4 hours at the speed of what? 25. So it will cover how much? 100 kilometer. So total is 220, but answer should be 200. So the answer should be less than 1 pm. So less than 1 pm if I have taken, so option D should not be answer. Option B is also cancelled out. So if I pick option A, so 12 pm. So A will travel for 5 hours at the speed of 20. It will give us 100 kilometer. Now if B, it will travel for 4 hours at the speed of 25. It will also give us 100. So total distance is of 200 kilometer. Right? So our answer is what? Answer is option A. You can solve this question without using pen and paper by directly analyzing the options and finding the 200 kilometer, as we have to travel 200 kilometer by combining time, combining distance traveled by A as well as B, right? So you don't have to solve the complete question, you just answer it through option also, right? Now let us move to the next question. Question number 9. Train leaves Delhi at 6 am, reaches Agra at 10 am. Another train leaves Agra at 8 am, reaches Delhi at 11:30 am. Now you have to tell at what time do the two trains cross each other. Two trains are crossing each other at what time? So now here it is Delhi, here we are having Agra, right? From here the train is leaving at 6 am, reaches Agra at 10 am. And another train is leaving Agra at 8 am and reaches Delhi at 11:30 am. So here we are taking how much time? Here we are taking that is 3 hours and 3 hours and 30 minutes, right? And initially we are taking from Delhi to Agra, we are taking 4 hours, right? So now this, if we are taking the LCM of 4 hours and 3 hours and 30 minutes, 3 hours 30 minutes, we can also write it as 3 1 by 2, that is 7 by 2. If we take the LCM of this, LCM will be how much? LCM will be, we can take it as 28. 28 will be the LCM. So now 28, if I assume that the distance is, this LCM we always consider as distance. I am letting it, let distance be 28 kilometer, right? Now train is leaving from Delhi first, then the Agra, right? In 2 hours it will cover half the distance. At 8 am it will cover half the distance, so the remaining distance will be only half the distance, that is 14 kilometer only. So we have to travel 14 kilometer, and we knew the speed that we have taken by finding speed of train leaving from Delhi to Agra. It will be 7 kilometer per hour we take it, and for the train from Agra to Delhi we will take it as 8 kilometer per hour. Simply divide 28 by 7 by 2 and 28 by, that is 4. That will give you the speed. So it is 15. So if we divide 14 by 15, so it will be less than 9 and near to 9, right? Less than 9 and near to 9, which is our option B only. But there are two options, A and B. But if A is the option, that is 8:45. So we have to find 3 by 4. But it is greater than 3 by 4, right? That's why our option is B option is the correct answer, right? Now let us see the next question. Next question is, this is very important question which will mostly asked in the exams. Raj was travelling to his hometown from Mumbai. He met a small accident at 80 km from Mumbai and continued the remaining journey at 4 by 5 of his original speed. So Raj is moving from hometown to Mumbai. Met with an accident 80 km from hometown and travel the remaining distance at 4 by 5 of the speed, right? 4 by 5 of the initial speed, and reaches Mumbai 1 hour 24 minutes late. He reaches Mumbai 1 hour 24 minutes late. If the same thing happened 40 kilometer further, means total it is 120 kilometer, 40 kilometer extra we have taken. If this happened 40 kilometer further, then he will reach late by 1 hour only, right? He will reach late by 1 hour only. So we have to focus only on this part, this 40 kilometer. So the change in time, I will say change in time will be equal to change in speed, right? Change in time will be equal to change in speed. So time change is how much? 24 minutes. We have reduced 24 minutes if the accident happened 40 kilometer apart. So 24 minutes we have to take it in hours. So 24 divided by 60. So if he travels at the original speed, here he is traveling at the original speed, and 4 by 5 means what? Means denominator is our initial speed and numerator is our final speed. So we will take initial speed as 5p and final speed as 4p. So change in speed will be what? Distance, that is 40 divided by, firstly we will take final speed 4p, then we will take minus 40 divided by initial speed, that is 5p. So it will be what? Cancel this out, 8, this will be 10. So it will give you, this is 2 by 5, right? 2 by 5. So 2 by 5 will be equals to 2 by p. Here we are getting value of p as 5. So we can say that the speed will be, normal speed we have to find, that is 5p. So 5 multiplied by 5, 25 kilometer per hour is our initial speed. This is our correct answer. So in this way you can solve this question, and this is the shortest way to find the answer for this question. Okay, other than this the question will be lengthy. If you take the distance, assume the distance is d, and then travel 80 kilometer by 5p speed and the remaining distance by 4p speeds, that will be much lengthier. This is the shortest way to solve this question, and the question is very important. Okay, now let us move to the next question, question number 11, that is Anu and Vibhu start simultaneously from the same point on a circular track and run around the track in an opposite direction. So they are moving in a opposite direction, and the radius of the track is given to you, that is 70 meter. Radius is given to you 70 meter, and the speed of Anu is given to you, that is 20 meter per second, and the speed of Vibhu also is given to you, that is 10 meter per second. And you have to find the difference in the distance traveled by Anu and Vibhu if both meet 9th time. They are meeting 9th time, right? So they will meet, the time taken for the meeting will be same. Suppose if we are meeting for the first time, okay, so the Anu will travel for suppose x minutes, then the Vibhu will also travel for the same time, that is x minutes. That's why they meet, right, at the same time. So the distance travel ratio of distance traveled by Anu and distance traveled by Vibhu is same as the ratio of the speed of Anu and speed of Vibhu, right? So the speed is in the ratio of 2:1, then the distance traveled will also be in the ratio of 2:1. Now if they are meeting for the 9th time, means total 9 times they meet, so Anu will travel how many rounds? 6 rounds. So the Vibhu will travel 3 rounds only, right? So we have to find difference in the distance. So there is a difference of 3 tracks. 3 track difference multiplied by, this is the extra distance traveled by Anu. So we have to multiply 3 times, and the radius is given to you 2 pi r. 2 multiplied by 22 by 7 multiplied by 70. That is the circumference of the circle. So if you cancel this out, this will give you 10, and you can find 44 and multiply 44 by 3. That will give you 132 and 0. So 132 meter is our correct answer. Rather than finding the total distance, we can find in this way also. We find the distance ratio, then we find the ratio of the tracks that we will cover by Anu and Vibhu, and the difference of the track is 3, and multiply that 3 by the circumference of the circle. You will get directly your answer, that is 1320 meter, 1320 meter, right? Now let us move to the next question. Question number 12. A boat is running upstream, takes 8 hours and 48 minutes to cover a certain distance, while takes 4 hours to cover the same distance running downstream. You have to tell what is the ratio of the speed of boat and the speed of water respectively, right? We have to tell the speed of boat ratio speed of water, or I can say current, right? So now firstly let us eliminate the options. Speed of water should definitely be less than the speed of boat, correct? So speed of water should be less. Here the speed of water is greater, so option B is cancelled out. Here also speed of water is greater, so C option is also getting cancelled out. We are remaining with option A and option D. Now in option D the values are close by 6 and 5, right? But the difference in the time taken in upstream and downstream is much larger, right? So speed in downstream is what? Speed of boat plus speed of stream, and speed of upstream is what? Speed of boat minus speed of stream. If the difference in this speed is greater, then the difference between the individual speed of boat and speed of stream should also be greater, right? So through that context, I will say option A should definitely be your correct answer. You can cross check also. Option A is getting your correct answer. Okay. In this way also you can answer the questions through option only. By analyzing the option, I can say option A is our correct answer in this question, right? Let us move to the next question. Question number 13 is saying 25 men can rep the field in 20 days. So the total work we can definitely find out. 25 multiplied by 20. We have to do 500 unit of work, right? 500 unit of work. Now when should the 15 men leave the work if the whole field is to be repped in 37.5 days after they leave the work? Okay, after they leave the work. So the remaining work should be done in 37.5 days. Now we knew that only 10 men left after the 15 persons leave. So the work after the 15 men left will be 37.5 multiplied by 10. That will give you 375 units. So 125 units should be completed. 125 units should be completed by 25 men. If this should be completed, this will take 5 days only, right? This will take 5 days only. So rather than applying the chain rule, we can use this method also, that I can directly say that 37.5 days are there, 10 men is leaving, so 375 units. So 500 units is initially, so 125 units should be done initially. So for doing that 125 units, 25 men should take 5 days, right? So this is our question number 13. Now let us move to the next question, question number 14. This question says, 2 men A and B working separately can mow a field in 10 and 12 hours respectively. If they work for an hour alternately, B beginning at 9 am, then at what time will the mowing be finished? We have to tell the time at which it will be finished. Now A can do it in 10 hours, B will do it in 12 hours. We knew LCM will be 60, efficiency of A will be 6, efficiency of B will be 5. Now first B is starting, right? So we have to complete the 60 unit of work. To complete the 60 units of work, B is starting. So we have to find firstly the nearby value. We can also solve this by option. If I have taken 8 p.m. If I am taking 8 p.m. as our option. So total time is how much? From 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. we have 11 hours. So for 10 hours there will be a combination of them. So we multiply 5 by 11, total efficiency of them, 55 unit of work will be done. So remaining 1 hour and 5 unit of work is remaining. Now this 5 unit will be done by whom? As B is starting, so now B will work and the efficiency of B is also 5. So our correct answer is 8 p.m. only, right? In this way you can also answer and you can also solve directly, right? What we have done is we have taken 8 p.m. as our option, so there are total 11 hours. So in this 11 hours, firstly we have taken the 10 hours. So 10 hours, for that 10 hours, 5 combination as A will work, B will work first day, A will work second day. So in 2 days, 11 unit of work will be done. So in 10 hours, in 2 hours, 11 unit. So in 10 hours, it will be 11 multiplied 5. That will give you 55 units. So we are remaining with 5 unit of work. That will be done by B only. So that will give us our direct answer, that is 8 p.m. So our correct answer is option second. Okay. So these are the few questions based on the different topics which we can solve through our these method also, rather than solving the conventional method which we are doing till now. Okay. So we will see more questions in our further videos. So thank you very much. Thank you for joining.